Hey, good morning, Tesla fam. It's Mike again. Yesterday I received an update for the 2024 4532.15 from the 2024 4532.10. Now the FSD still says the same, the 12.6.3. So I'll do a little bit of a test drive here and see if there's any difference. But other than that, um, I think it's still the same, but I don't know what kind of update that they did. It's only a difference of point oh five. So, um, and the FSD stayed the same. So I guess we'll find out. Okay, still takes off on park. Of course, you have to place it on drive and wait about a few seconds, and then press the stock down again to activate the FSD. We're making a right turn right over here. Yes, and it still uses its turn signal, even though you can only make a right turn here. And the vehicle, I've noticed if here in the residential area, it always likes to hug on the left-hand side here. Although there's no separation line in the middle of the street, it likes to drive way too close to the middle, well, to the center of the street. And there's no vehicle off to the right, so, but it doesn't bother me. But sometimes when there's oncoming traffic, it would stay there. There's like, what, 7 feet over here on the right, so it gets a little too close to the oncoming traffic. So there's a message that says full self-driving may be degraded, one or more side cameras occluded. Maybe because of the rain, the water. I'm not too sure. I just checked the cameras, and it doesn't seem to have any obstruction on the camera, and it's not wet or anything. But let's go and I'm sorry. I give it a little push because it's one of those things that if you press the FSD too fast, the vehicle would not. Yeah, it's still there. It's still doing this. There's a message. I think what happens is that when, like last time when I updated to 12.6.1, it gave me it gave me an error as well. So I think what's gonna happen is I'm gonna deactivate, and like what I did last time, I went to I think I went to service. Oh no, wait. I think safety. Nope. Yeah, I went to, hold on, let me go park. What I'm going to do is calibrate the camera, because that's what happened last time.
On Olivia Parkway.
So I guess would be the end of the video. There's nothing else for me to film and to give update on what happened on the new update. But on the way back, I'm going to do another FSD test drive, and I'll see you guys then. Update. So from here, I'm go and place this on drive, and then you're gonna have to wait until it zooms in. Okay, so the problem is back. See, I've received the notice. Oh no, wait a minute. It says, okay, never mind. That was my bad. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes it would work from here, so I'm facing out, right? Oftentimes it won't work if I'm facing in. So this time it worked. It just takes a while. So that's the problem with the 12.6.1 and 12.6.3. it takes a while for it to take off, but it took off. Now I'm gonna go try real quick. I'm gonna go try to have this car facing in right here on this stall, right, and see if it takes off from here. Okay, so it's parked, right? Let's go end this real quick and then enable this. 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010. So the steering wheel is moving around, trying to figure out what to do. But normally you would see the blue line over here moving around, trying to orient itself and see where to go. But I think it still would not take off if it's facing in on the parking stalls. Now, if I give it a little push, then the blue, oh, it stopped. Yes, it's so I think the safety protocol on this is still engaged because it doesn't want to take off past the parking stall. So now that we passed it and it's continuing normally. Interesting. So not much of a difference from the update before this. But anyway, still stops perfectly right there on the stop sign, 100% stop, and then it creeps forward. Still the same.
Now turn left onto East Bonanza
Now we're making a
Road.
left turn right over here. It stops, and then now creeping forward. Okay, it's clear to the left, and looks like it does the same thing. So yeah, so every time it makes that left turn, even if there's a center lane, it would still make a left and then cut across all the way to the extreme right, which is in my preference. I mean, it's safe, it's no big deal, but I still like for it, if there's space, right, to go to the center lane and then transition over. But then again, it does that when there's vehicles that are coming in, or it's traffic. It still does that. It will go to the center line. So I think it's stating, or it's saying that, hey, it's safe to do so, so I'm just gonna go, which is efficient, no big deal. Okay, still drives pretty good, still in the center of the lane. So, but on the autopilot option, I don't think the option that I really like on the 12.5.4.2 of minimal lane change has not come back. So I'm still hoping that they will put that back on the latest update, but it seems that on the 13.2.7, which is the latest FSD, I don't think that option is back. So I just want the car to drive as in the hurry profile, but I don't want it to change lanes so many times, because I don't see the benefit of it keeps changing lanes. If anything, you're just kind of setting yourself up for an accident. That's just my opinion on changing lanes. I try to not to change lanes as much as possible. But other than that, it's the transition to this lane is perfectly fine, and it took the outer lane this time. out of the how many weeks so far, like a couple weeks that I've been driving the FSD, it only took the inner lane one time out of that 2 or almost 3 weeks that I've been using FSD. It always takes the outer lane, which just makes sense because we are exiting out and getting on the freeway 2 blocks from here, about 3 blocks down the road. For some reason, every time the light turns green, it has not given me a warning. I can't remember where that is. What that option is. It on service? No, that's not it. Alright, pretty good transition, pretty good turn. Nice and smooth acceleration. Car's dead center, which is great. Although earlier that vehicle right there, the silver Honda, tried to merge into our lane. It has his signal on, but the vehicle is not recognizing his signal. If the vehicle is not in front of it, it's not going to. I haven't noticed that it slowed down at all, and it's taking off on this lane. This lane is about to end, but it is taking off. It is still here in this lane, which should transition to the left already, like a mile ago. I want to hurry up and then get into this lane here because this lane's about to end. A little last minute for me, but he made it. And it should be at least over here in the middle lane. I don't like being on the outer lane here, especially when this Boulder Highway on-ramp, and then the next one is Flamingo and Tropicana. It's always heavy traffic, so there's always a lot of vehicles coming in and out. So I would prefer this car to be all the way to the left over here. That it seems to be the profile is still the same. The following distance is a little far back, but I can't confirm it 100% because this is only the first day that I am using this FSD or the new update, so I can't really confirm it 100% that it moved back. It's a little further back compared to what I've been experiencing in the past, but yeah, so far, see how far that car is? It's like that's almost 100 yards away, and we're going 50. That's a little far back for me, in my opinion, because we're only going 50. Now, if we're going like 70 or something like that, then okay, I think that would be practical. But see, that's a really large gap right there. More than likely, somebody's gonna cut in our lane. It should move up a little bit, but it is what it is. Yeah, the following distance is a lot farther back than it was before. See what I mean? If you have that large gap, somebody would always take your lane. I don't know if the update has anything to do with the way I disabled the FSD in the past. It's been maybe about 4 or 5 times I had to disable because I see that the vehicles in front of me are actually braking, and maybe about, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 times that I disabled the FSD because the vehicle up front slowed down, but I can still feel the car that it's still accelerating. I mean, you would be able to see it like 200 yards out. You'll see that the vehicles are already slowing down, there's a significant speed change, and the vehicles up front are slowing down, but for some reason my vehicle is still going, and I haven't noticed that the speed, or it let off the gas or let off the accelerator. So maybe the update was included in that, because now I can see it's compensating for the distance. It's almost a third. What do you call this? It added about a third of a distance than it was before. Before it was about 50 yards behind the vehicle, but now it's almost 75 to 80 yards. So here's another one. See what I mean? It should have moved into this lane one exit before, because there's a lot of cars that are coming in on this freeway. But yeah, still made it fine. So it's just, I don't like the unnecessary risks, because all the vehicles here are, coming in and out. Some people are like cutting you in, so on. But here we are. Made the exit fine, and we're going to make a left right here in this intersection. See what I mean? He does that, like,
Now turn left onto Gallery Drive.
you can tell that, the light is red, but we are so close to the vehicles, but last minute it would change lane. It's like, what's the point? Just, if you want to change lanes, do it like way far back. But it would I don't know if the camera or the way they had the program, the build was made, is that, it would always calculate the distance of the vehicle that's in front of it. I mean, you could see vehicles up ahead on the left and on the right, but why must it have to like wait last minute? All right, pretty good turn here. Oh, I've noticed in the past the 12.5.4.2 and the 12.6.1, when it makes the turn and it has this like 2 lanes or 3 lanes that are on the left turn. It was on a couple occasions that it took the wrong lane. For some reason, I don't know why I didn't recognize that, but it took those 2 lanes over there on that intersection. It took that one time, and then one in Charleston when we're making that left after we exited out of the freeway. But I haven't experienced a 12.6.3 done that. So I guess 12.6.3 is fix all that issue. Okay, so it stayed on this lane. I always wanted to find out about this island that is situated right here in the middle of this street, because in the past it always likes to hog this island right here. On this first one, the car is dead center. Now there's another one over here, which the road actually has this offset, like maybe about 1.5 foot offset, that basically the lane is straight, but then the island is about 1.5 foot off to the right. And every time the car about to pass through that, it seems like it's going to hit it, but then last minute it would correct itself. Here we go, right here, this one here. It still does the same thing. See, notice that the car moved a little bit, so it still does that, but it corrects itself about 25 yards away. It should have, I mean, the camera is able to see the island at least 50 yards. So why does it have to wait until it's about 20-25 yards for it to correct itself. I mean, obviously I haven't hit it because I would be complaining, but it's just scary. I guess I'll get past that. I don't know. Maybe someday I'll probably get past that. Like how I experienced FSD for the first time. It was quite scary, and I did not know what to expect, so that was unnerving. But after a while, you get used to it. You know what I mean? So your trust level goes up. I hope someday I get past that and trust the computer that it will avoid it. I hope someday soon. Well, we're almost home. We're about 2 miles away, maybe 3 miles away, and I have not received that message this morning. So, although I should have resetted the car, but instead I placed it on park and hit calibrate camera, which fixed the problem. But I don't know if I resetted the car that it would fix that issue. I don't know. I should have done that first, because it is a computer on wheels, really. So oftentimes, like same with our computers, if we reset the computer, and normally it would fix that issue, right? If we're having problems with our computer. But anyway, I'm gonna let everyone know about this, so that it would help somebody out there, hopefully. So it avoided that another island right here, which you can see there's a lot of damage to it, because a lot of people keeps hitting that island. But this car makes it just fine. It's always right dead in the center. So we're here now. We're going 49 miles per hour. Let me see what's the speed limit that I set this to. It was on 57 or 58. I moved it up to 60, but my speed is at 49, so it's not going any faster. And we are about 100 something yards out, like 120 yards back. And maybe I'll give it a low gas, or I'll give it a low accelerator push. I can say accelerator or gas, but okay, now we caught up. Yeah, so this update seems to have fixed, or I guess adjusted its following distance, because now we're a lot farther back than we were before. Before it would be like this distance, which is perfectly, normal, because we're only going 40 miles per hour. So it would make sense to be, phantom object. For some reason, it engages brakes really hard there. But anyway, so it would have, it would have. It could go a little bit faster in the following distance. So we're going 40 over here. Speed limit over here is 45. A little rough turn there, and I've noticed that it has not used its turn signal on those two traffic circles, which it should. And then there's 1, 2, 3 more that's coming up, and we are going 42 here, which is super slow.
In 500 feet, enter the roundabout.
Should at least go 45 at the minimum.
Now enter the roundabout and take the first exit.
Yeah, it's not going way past 42. Been going like 40, 42.
Now enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
Oh, now it uses the signal. Oh, it stopped. It stopped. Now, in the past, right? In the past, for some reason, okay, it uses the turn signal there. So I don't know why it did that. I mean, there was really no oncoming traffic. There was one car which way far back, but it uses its turn signal. Kind of weird. But yeah, in the past, that the 12.5.4.2 and the 12.6.1, it would use this lane right here on the outer lane, and then last minute it would come back over here on this lane because we're exiting right on here on the left. We'll see if it makes this turn. Did not go over the lane. Okay. It actually did pretty good. So it stayed in its lane, and so it stayed in our lane and has not went over the lane. Oh. Which the old build went over that lane coming around that traffic circle. But anyway. Whoa.
Now turn right onto Via del Castillo.
Alright. That was a good turn. But this morning I've also noticed that the car still drives in the center of the road, even though there's no vehicle that is parked on the side. Okay, there's a vehicle over here that's parked on the right hand side. Let's see if the distance from those vehicles okay, it's pretty good. That's a pretty good distance away from those vehicles. And there's another one here. I hope it would show us the distance between parked vehicles when it's passing. Okay, that's pretty good distance. So here we are. There's kids playing on the road. I hope it recognizes these kids and it would slow down.
Okay. 500 feet, your destination.
I wish it would move a little bit farther to the left, since there's like kids and stuff like that, and there's no oncoming vehicles, so I think it's safe to move a little bit to the left. But other than that, we are here. It's still using its signal, we can only make a left turn right over here, and it still uses its turn signal. So it is what it is, and here we are. Well, I hope you guys like this video, and if it does help you in any way, give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. If you guys need a referral code, it's always right there on the description below.